And some nights are worse than others. Some nights it's literally like all you hear is like pop, 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 and you'll see smoke and you see it's like fireworks, but it's not fireworks. And no one leaves. It's so funny too, because like during this turf war, the new generation Cartel, who's notoriously like violent and like just with their own, backed the Chapitos. So that was like a significant development to have. It's like,
why did they back them?
Because they took their side instead of Mayo's side for this Sinaloa cartel turf war.
And was that part of what led to El Mayo's capture?
No, this happened. This just happened. Like,
okay.
I want to say like a few days ago.
Okay.
Where they announced that like they formed an alliance, and that would be a fucking powerhouse. But here's the on the bright side, when it comes to those powerhouses, when there is a sense of organization in like this business, I would call it. It's more peaceful for everyday people because no one's fighting over turf.
Yeah, they always say when the governments make their big case and cut off the head of the snake, start slithering like fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And you see way more violence because it sucks, but sometimes the devil you know is a lot better than the devil you don't.
100%. And that was the thing too that I was thinking about, especially when I was in Culiacan, is that, okay, so, you know, you've got Chapo, you've now got Mayo, you know, there's, you know, the sons are next and the next leaders or whatever, but there's always going to be a bigger and badder guy that comes out of the woodworks. And I mean, you want to get the bad guy, but how badly do you want to see what's going to come out next? Especially the amount of suffering that I saw when I was there was just like...
When you were where?
In Culiacan in Sinaloa. I was there like about 2 weeks ago. And it's just ridiculous. Like, people have no quality of life right now.
What on a day-to-day? Obviously, they're all killing each other, but like, can we get some color commentary there?
Yes, I'll paint you a picture. Is that, okay, so let's say I wake up at 6 a.m., I check the group chats, or a fellow journalist tells me, hey, Kat, we got to go here on the side of the highway. There's like 3 dead bodies that were dumped. And military presence is there. They're waiting for the Fiscalia, the like investigators, to get there. So we drive down. It's 7 a.m. at this point. There's 3 bodies completely battered and murdered, bloodied, and always like naked. Like it's like a shame thing, a humiliation, to leave them in a very public display and in the nude. So they're there. People are walking their kids to school, walking by. And, you know, like for the most part, they're not batting an eye because they know the crime's already done. They know that they're not going to get caught in the crossfire. You know, National Guard is already there. And these guys are laying there. Sometimes National Guard will throw like a tarp over them, but, you know, the head is like still out. You know, you see everything. There's blood everywhere. So first you get that early morning murder call that happened probably at around like 2 or 3 a.m. because, you know, you can kind of smell it too, and like the flies are there. So, and it's fucking hot in Culiacan. Like it's, when I got off the plane, I was sweating bullets and I was like, oh my God, dead bodies in this weather, like it's just a recipe for disaster. So you see that, and you see families walking by, and, you know, people kind of walk out of their house, but no one will talk to you. No one will say they saw anything. Everyone is like a woman I interviewed. She said everyone in this city is just blind, deaf, and mute. Like they didn't see anything. They don't know anything.
This example you're giving me right now, were these people who were in the life, or were these citizens?
Citizens, and regular citizens who just happened to walk out of their house to go to work that morning, and there's fucking dead bodies outside of their driveway.
I mean the dead bodies.
Oh, of course it's presumed that they're involved. Like this is But that's like another can of worms too, about like you see these dead bodies and people just don't really bat an eye because you automatically assume that they're bad. So it's like, well.
But they aren't always, right?
They aren't always. And also it's like, I don't know, it's still a human life, right? Like
Oh,
there's and there's a significant loss of a sense of humanity in this region. But anyways, so you see that, and then it's like, okay, now we're going to go to the highway because there's a blockade, a narco blockade. This is really common. And there's like 3 big rigs blocking like the Mazatlan Culiacan highway, like a major highway that connects the capital city and then like the beach city.
Yeah.
So then we're like driving there. We have to get out way before the blockade even starts. And there's like flames, and then we're running. And then typically there's already bodies because the military, by the time journalists get there, like I'm not going to go there if it's, the narco blockade is active, because especially if like a journalist pulls up, I don't want to find out what their reaction would be, especially as a woman too. So we pull up and it's like, you needed to be somewhere that day. Too bad. Go home. Like the major highway is closed. There's no chance. And then military brings in their tow vehicles. They're getting these trucks out of the way, and then business is normal, and then they'll take the bodies away. Okay, whatever. And then fast forward, as soon as it starts getting dark, like everyone's having dinner at like 4 p.m. now.
At 4 p.m.
Yes, because like you can't go out. Like you literally cannot go out at night. Not only does everything close, so like even if you wanted to go out, but nobody wants to go out. So, and everything is shut down. As soon as it's dark, it's a ghost town. And this is a major city, and it's a ghost town. So people are having their dinner at 4 p.m. It gets dark. Boom. Literally, as soon as it gets dark, it's like, we got a call. There was a confrontation. Okay, I pull up. There's a bunch of military. And also because I'm not Mexican, they're like, who the hell are you? And show me your press pass. And I'm just like, it's complicated. And then the last name thing, oh my God. It's like, they're like, this is fake. And I'm like, just like Google me. Just Google me. Like I can't deal with
Google me, bitch.
Google me, bitch. Like how I should be asking the questions here. It's my job.
Half these fucking military guys are probably in the cartel themselves. Yeah, you're looking. That's not reassuring. That look right there.
Oh boy, and I could actually tell a good story about that.
Yeah, please do.
But let me finish my day in the life.
This, yeah.
So it's like there's what's really common, and I did a reel about this, is basically if there is like a confrontation, like a fight between the factions or whatever, someone's trying to kill someone, they will provoke a car accident, kill those people, bomb, bomb, bomb. There's, shells and gunshot holes, and then take those guys, or not kill them, kidnap them, take them, and then those are the guys that we'll find the next day in the morning on the side of the highway. So this is the day in the life in Culiacan, and it doesn't end. And some nights are worse than others. Some nights it's literally like all you hear is like pop, 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 and you'll see smoke, and you see it's like fucking fireworks, but it's not fireworks. And no one leaves. It's so funny too, because like on one of my last nights when I was there at the hotel, there was like also no one at the hotel, because like no one is going there for a vacation right now. The only people that were there were like women going to get like BBLs and stuff. Like when I would be outside the lobby smoking, like I'd see like some girl go in with no ass and then walk out just like all bandaged with like a fatty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
some fucking valley girl from California who's got no clue what's going on around her.
Literally, I'm like,
I'm here for my BBL.
In a war zone.
Oh my God, it's so beautiful out here, but there's no one here. I wonder why.
Yeah, literally. Or like people who are from certain countries, like Balkan countries or whatever, trying to get into the United States without a visa. Yeah. So
that's happening.
A lot. Yeah, I met some people. But anyways, so on one of those nights, like one of the hotel workers, like I was sitting working in the lobby because internet sucks too. And he's like, I always see you here working and alone, and what are you doing here? And sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I should tell people, because what if I tell the wrong person?
Yeah.
So typically I won't lie, but I'll just kind of like avoid the question, or just kind of like play my like, oh my God, no, I'm just like trying to get some work done. Like, because I don't look like my job, which kind of works in my favor sometimes,
Yes,
right?
that helps.
Anyways, but he was cool, and I was like, I'm actually like covering this, and he's like, no way, you need a beer. So then we end up like having a few drinks together. He was super cool, like super nice. And he's like, you don't understand, like life sucks here. Like it's always like this. We just can't go out. We can't do anything. And I know, like, there's nothing you can't go pull up to Culiacan right now for a work trip and be like, you know what? Let me just hop on Tinder and like just see if I can go. No way. Like I was work mode. Like it's hotel out to work, hotel out to work. And when I'm going out to work, like I'm seeing the worst of the worst shit. And everyone's lives are impacted by this. It's horrible.
Yeah, I it's an overused cliche phrase, obviously, but I can't imagine because like all the little things we can take for granted, just have the freedom to do our day. They live under a constant war threat where it's not a geopolitical war. It's like an enemy within. That just says they're gonna run. This is our country now. This is what we're doing, and if you say a word, we're gonna slit your throat and your whole family.
Literally. And this is exactly like, you want to go grocery shopping? Good luck. We pull up one day to a Soriana. Like I also posted this reel, and Soriana's like a supermarket. Because a guy ran in screaming for help, apparently because he was getting chased by armed men because they had misidentified him as someone who he wasn't. And he's
boy.
Call the military, call them. Like, and I feel like if he was lying, he wouldn't have been like hid in the bathroom and asked them to call the National Guard. So poor guy, if that was really the case, like that's terrifying.
Oh, they didn't do it and then he got caught?
No, the military pulled right the fuck up because
that's good.
Right now there's no municipal police. Like they took all their guns away and made them stay in the police department because there's corruption.
Oh.
And so the only
they give him a pipe whistle?
They have like a baton.
Yeah, it's a country run by cartel members, and the baton's going to do a lot.
Like, right? But anyways, it's because the fear is like that these guys are involved. Anyways, and I'm like shooting this reel outside, and I'm like, okay, military is here because this guy was apparently hiding in the bathroom saying that he was going to get fucking murdered for being someone who he's not. And as I'm filming this, literally it was perfect timing. I'm like, as you can see, like everyday life. And as I'm saying that, I see this like family of 4 walk up behind me, and they're just looking like, fuck. Like they came to grocery shop, right? And they turned to me and they're like, ¿Podemos entrar? Like, can we go in? I'm like, no.
Not today.
Like, yeah, no. Like this is not gonna happen. And they're just like, fuck me. Like, and I get it because
watching the video, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.